Hi, Joe Ryan with you, CITV5, and we just listened to Greg Glick band play. And the crowd, there's still some crowd here simmering around, but it's getting late. Hey, Judd, we're going to talk to the drummer right now. Judd, how long have you been playing?
I've been playing over 35 years.
35 years? You only look like you're about 40.
I'm older than that.
You must be coloring your hair, right?
Not yet. It's
hey,
coming.
Tell us a little bit about your background, though. How'd you pick the drums up?
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of, just started digging music, of course, and decided I wanted to play as a teen, and jumped right in at my folks. My mother's here, actually. She's 80 years old. She comes to every job, so Maverine short. And my parents were supportive through all the noise and resources that are necessary. And I just kept going through the years in rock bands and so forth, and led to the Greg Glick band in about '99, actually. So I've had a 10-year run with Greg up to about '08. So I'm back after
Wow.
a 4-year hiatus.
So let's talk about your influences.
Yeah, man, just, really everything. I really took, Greg Glick gave me literally a college education on the blues. And prior to that, I was doing my own, progressive rock and metal and just, anything I could get my hands on. Really cut my teeth in taverns as a kid back in the 60s. And,
60s? How old are you?
I'm 52 years old, so...
32.
Right on. Dig it. I knew that. So, just
well, and you were in some other bands right around town that we would know of. Like throw some names out there.
I don't know. We did an album here in town with a metal band called Shield in '96. Actually, our sound man was instrumental in that, and the key writer and guitar player of that, Joe Grimes. I also released...
Joe's got all the hard work here.
Joe does it all. He is absolutely a genius on many different levels. And we did another classic rock metal album called The Quest. We released in '97 right from Lincoln here.
Really?
And those are the big, credits in terms of my background.
So if you had to name a favorite drummer, who would it be?
Oh, man, I don't know. That's a tough one. There's the household names. There's, Neil Peart and Keith Moon and all the household names.
Jonathan Mover, you like that guy?
Jonathan Mover, I do remember him from a band called GTR.
Oh, there you go.
Remember that? And
I remember from Sat Johnny days.
there's just so many great drummers that I've studied, and Nico from Maiden, a huge influence on a lot of cats like Joe and I. A cat by the name of Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater. So I think it's a big influence.
I hear a lot of good things about Dream Theater, but it's a band I never listened to.
They're really heavy and everything. Portnoy left the band some years ago, but he's a virtuoso. Berkeley Conservatory graduate and so forth. I just kind of stumping right now on just a bunch of drummer names, but...
No, that's all right. We threw a lot at you here after you just got done playing. Well, I'll tell you what, I want to thank you for being on, Judd. I know you've been around in town for years,
That's really great
drumming and playing, and
so much.
the Chamber's happy to have you.
Thank you.
And the star of the band, a rock star, legendary guitar player, Greg Glick, is with us. And Greg, just a little bit, that was a fantastic show. I mean, you know what you're doing. You deal with the crowd well. I think they feel you. How long have you been playing the guitar? Tell us a bit about your background. How'd you get started?
Well, I started in high school. Actually, I started before high school. My parents had gotten me a Sears Silvertone guitar, and I didn't know anything on it. I was playing one string at a time. And my mother urged me to take the guitar lessons in high school under Chuck Lawfrey.
Oh, I remember Chuck.
Yeah, and I had
So an excellent teacher for you, then?
He's great. He's great. Or he was great. He passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah, a few years ago.
But I picked up what I could with him, and I think I spent my first year out of school just on the during the summer with the guitar, and kept at it, kept working at it. Chuck had told me, I'll never forget it. He says, if you don't learn bar chords, he says, you'll never be able to play the blues. So I learned the bar chords, man. And then I think shortly after that, I started playing in other groups around town, picking up a little bit of work here and there with local groups.
When did you have your first band?
The first group I started it back in 91, 92. I kind of put something together called the Glickster's Blue Plate Special, which featured, I believe it was a Springfield Shaky on guitar, John Sauter on bass, Reggie Britton on drums, and I think it was Little Higgy on harmonica. And that was just a way for me to bring blues into the community.
And to Harley.
And to Harley, yes. Just a way for me to bring that into the community, because I knew that there weren't any blues bands here, and the only way to hear that was to pretty much leave town to go and hear it. So that ran its course, and then I was with a classic rock band at the time called Mischief.
Well, I remember Mischief.
Yeah, with Patty and Greg Diener. Rod Teeney was a part of that as well early on. But in that,
another legend, Rod Teeney.
Yeah, oh, big time. And within that time frame, I started to put together my own thing. And it took a while to find the players that wanted to do this. And I worked with a handful of different guys. Mike White. There was Brett Darrow. There was the first couple of guys I worked with. Later on, Davey Trueblood. He was our bassist after Mike left, and I worked with Chris Breeze out of, I want to say Canton, Illinois, and Chris Smith. So there's countless different bass players and drummers through the years, and then finally I landed with a fellow by the name of Jerry Gingery, and I was working with him, and we auditioned Judd, and I'd known Judd for years. I used to go and knock on his door, so to speak, and ask him if he would work with me. And at the time, he was working with another group, so he couldn't.
And Judd was a big, scary dude with long hair and muscles. I remember.
Then, oh yeah, yeah.
Big, scary dude.
Oh yeah, rode a Harley. He was the guy. He was the guy that could snap the snare, man. And I wanted to work with him, but he just didn't have the time. And then later on through the years, it finally came around where he could work with me, and we hit it off for like 10 years, man. And we had different incarnations, different bass players coming and going, and Greg Diener worked with us again for a while. And then back in '08, we kind of had to end things because it kind of ran its course, and the guys wanted to do other things. So I've been on this like 4 or 5 year hiatus with it, and I've been fortunate. I've always wanted to work with Wayne, always. I remember.
It's an excellent band.
Oh,
if you had to pick your biggest guitar influence, is it Stevie Ray or?
I think he turned me on to so
Buggy
much.
Ray.
Yeah, he turned me on to so much. I mean, I'd known about Hendrix, I knew about Buddy Guy, I knew about a little bit about Albert King, and Albert Collins, Freddie King, B.B. King, of course. But he opened that door for so many guitar players at that time to discover these pioneers of blues, and it opened up a lot for me.
Hey, so Greg, you brought your son today to play the harmonica. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, he used to come and see me when I played when he was real little, and I bought him a guitar when he was younger, and that kind of started it. And then one day he saw the harmonica, and I said, "Give that a shot." And man, he blew me away. He was able to keep time. He was able to go through, the chord changes. And I thought, man, I've got to do something with him. And I don't know how to describe that. It blew me away. And he's talented. He's very talented. He's an incredible pitcher. But when he gets on the stage and he starts to loosen up, man, he comes around.
Well, great. Yeah, hats off. He was very good, and hats off to you guys. A great show tonight, and thanks for being on. And I know the Chamber appreciates it, and all of Lincoln, and a hometown boy, and hope you do well.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for being on.
Brother.